Welcome, everybody. This is your host, AJ Joma. Most of you already know me. I'm the co-founder CEO of Seven Figure Skills. And if you're watching this or watching and listening to it, then what you're listening to is a recording of a live supplier mastery training that took place. I think today is October, I don't even know the day, October 5th, 2017. So hopefully you enjoy, but I have with me a bunch of my members that are listening to it live, and hopefully you're enjoying it at whatever point of time you're listening to it. And please adjust your sound, adjust your whatever it is you need to do, and we're going to get started. So here we go. Let's see. Now, today is supplier mastery training. Okay, so we're going to try to find and get approved by suppliers, but this is not the approval process that you're expecting. Okay, so there's going to basically be a two-part approval process when you guys get started in calling suppliers. And without trying to confuse you, let me just walk you through what we're going to go over today. It's not complicated, I promise. So what I'd like to kind of focus on is, okay, now we found a niche, right? So now what? This is what this training video you're listening to is going to focus on. Now we found a niche, now what? But before I tell you that, I want to tell you something I keep emphasizing, and I will continue to keep emphasizing to remind you guys as you're listening to my training that this is not the path of least resistance, okay? So if you have this, path of least resistance or, get quick rich mindset, this is not going to work for you. I know you've already invested in my program, but I have to continuously remind you that finding a winning niche and launching a profitable store takes time. If you think you're going to build $1 million business, because this is $1 million business opportunity, guys, when you're drop shipping 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 and more dollar products per order, you are talking about $1 million business. If you think that's going to happen in a week or a month, even a month, you're mistaken. Yes, there have been successful students that have achieved success shorter period than time. Yes, it is possible for me to launch a brand new store from scratch right now and achieve significant results within a very short period of time. But I've been doing this for many years, and I have put in over 10,000 hours of testing, experimenting, and more importantly, failing. So remember, most businesses take years, guys. It takes years. And e-commerce, most people you hear about that are killing it have been doing it for years, like myself. If you're putting 15 hours a week, that's actually the bare minimum. But look, once you actually find a winning niche and you're generating revenue and you're getting customers, then you can look forward to just working a few hours a week, especially if you hire yourself a VA. Yes, this is going to be the most semi-automated passive income business you'll probably ever run in your entire life. Maybe aside from investing in the stock market, and even that can be stressful. So remember, one big key advice I can give you guys is do not get stuck, okay? Pick something, call a supplier, and go with it. Take a risk, fail forward. Do not be afraid to fail, please. You're going to have to go through a couple struggling moments. You're going to have to pick a niche, and you know what? You might not strike it rich on the first one, and that's fine. So momentum is key to your success, okay? Not luck, not smarts, but momentum, which comes from taking action and being persistent. But what if I'm a done-for-you member, AJ? If you are a done-for-you member, you're not excluded from this process. Yes, it's a little bit easier for you on the back end when I build your store and set up your first ad campaign, but everything else is still the same. There's no exclusion from it. Now, you found a niche. Now what? This is what I want to kind of discuss today, okay? I want to go over my niche research recap that I did in my mastermind call earlier this week. So I'm going to give you the 30,000 foot view of what I go through when I start thinking about opening a new store. Then we're going to discuss immediately researching supplier research. Okay, so what that means is usually when I find a niche, I immediately, usually simultaneously, start researching suppliers. And within minutes, I usually find the supplier. And if it takes me longer than a couple minutes, then you have something going on that's wrong. Okay. So that means that if it takes you longer than a few minutes, you're going to basically be in a position where you're going to have to decide, is this worth pursuing? Is there, because if it's going to take you like something like a few days, then it's not worth finding that supplier. It really isn't. So that's number two. Then we're going to collect our data by updating our supplier worksheet that we all have access to in the members area. We're going to understand the difference between premium suppliers versus other suppliers, local versus national suppliers, scripts for a pre-approval, number 6, aka data gathering, my 24-point checklist, and then making a decision, and then of course the next step. Before we get started, I do want to tell you guys a little bit of a pre-course of what's to come. Next Thursday, I think it's next Thursday, maybe next Friday. Actually, we do have it set at the same time. So next Thursday, 7 p.m., we're going to go over going over basically setting up our Shopify store, setting up our pre-engagement document, and the process of setting up our first Facebook ad campaign. And then the following Thursday after that, we're going to focus exclusively on running our first niche test online via Facebook. And what you guys have to remember is I have one of the most comprehensive training videos and lessons on Google AdWords, Facebook advertising, Facebook retargeting, Instagram, influencer marketing. It's all there. So when you're ready to test, go reference those lessons. I've even updated Dropship Academy with my business partners course. If you guys don't know who Jay Ketsu is, he runs a company called Dropship Legacy, teaching low ticket items like low ticket AliExpress dropshipping. And in that course, he focuses on rapid testing and running ads immediately and testing multiple niches at the same time. That's the key to his success with low ticket items. So you guys have all the resources available to you. In addition, we are continuously updating our quick wins area with more fast and short 5-minute to up to an hour training that's specifically oriented towards a specific pain point. Okay, so all the resources you will ever need to be successful is available and it's at your disposal. And as time progresses, more and more training will be available to you. So you did not invest in something that is redundant, that is based on a method that was 2 years old. This is almost like a living, breathing organism, if you will. It is continuously evolving. And although that might frustrate some, for the rest of you that understand business and understand that to be successful, you have to stay ahead of your competition, then this should be a refreshing information for you. This should be refreshing. This should be pleasant to hear that. And for the most part, most of you have given me very positive feedback about this. But if you're listening to this, please understand that this is not a one glove fits all process. It will continuously evolve. So I hope you guys enjoy. Now, give me a second while I load up the next scene, guys, and we will get started. All right. So I want to talk to you guys first about, and let me make sure this is organized, all right? Manufacturers all around us, okay? So one thing that you guys, I've never mentioned to you before, but I had a conversation the other day with one of my friends that also drop ships. And one of the things he told me, and this is something I've always known, but I maybe failed to mention, but now you guys are learning for the first time, is there are local manufacturers, there are local artists that create and design their own pieces. There are regional and national suppliers as well as premium suppliers. So one thing that's regularly neglected is the local manufacturers in your local city, in your local town, in your local state, in your local country. And that is where you usually find the crown jewel or your unicorn product, because usually it's a one-off product that no one else is selling that's really unique and probably expensive. And if you are local, you're able to work out a deal and negotiate with that manufacturer and basically be their online presence and say, hey, I'll drop ship it anywhere, or I'll market it all over the world for you. Just drop ship it for me. Handle the distribution, the manufacturing, and I'll handle the rest. So many deals have been made by local manufacturers, and that's usually neglected. Now, first, I need to show you guys I need to show you guys the 30,000 foot view of the entire process. And it looks something like this. Whenever AJ decides to start a new store, I start thinking about niche ideas. And when I think about niche ideas, I go towards first reflecting on the past. What have I purchased? Where have I been? So, you know, what businesses, locations, doctor's offices, visits, you know, your accountant, where have you been in the past year that you can think of? A wedding, a trip, the gym, some wherever possible, even shopping, right? Shopping. Maybe you were looking for furniture. Maybe you're shopping for a house or wherever you are. I start there. I start thinking about the past and what I've seen. And I start with asking family and friends because, guys, what's the point? You think you're going to know every niche and find every product in the world? No. But if you tap your network of friends and family on Facebook, on social media, on LinkedIn, and ask them, you're going to get a list of valuable information. You know, and so time and time again, people forget to ask their friends and family. Present. I always think about where am I right now at this very moment, or where am I going to be today? And I start jotting down. During this entire process, guys, I'm jotting things down. And then, of course, I go to Pinterest, YouTube, and Google, and I use this tool called Spy on My Competition. The link's right here to look at every single store in the world that is on Shopify, on Google, or on Amazon. And it's a very powerful tool. I strongly recommend it. So between these three boxes, if you will, I create a list, a master list in my worksheet, and I start calling suppliers. I start calling now. Obviously, it has to meet my four key metrics. You guys know what that is by now. My price sweet spot, and then my you know, is there any brand domination? So no brand domination. Is it dropship friendly? Now that I still add and leave to my list and I'll pursue, unless I just immediately know that there's no way in hell I can drop ship this because, you know, the other day I came across something that was really cool, but immediately I knew it wasn't drop ship friendly. I mean, they had 50 locations in the United States. There's no way they're going to drop ship it for me, right? So aside from that, if we're not sure, we still leave them on the list and we proceed, right? And then I start calling suppliers, guys. So after I update that, I start calling suppliers immediately. So then the next step looks like this. Immediately after finding a niche, I call suppliers. So I start researching suppliers and contacting them, gathering info and writing it down in my supplier worksheet. Then I email. First, I always start off with emailing the supplier, and I have a script for that I'll send you guys, and it will be in the members quick win area under this particular lesson. A Supplier Mastery. Next to it, you'll see a download section, and I'll have it all there for you. Okay, give me about 24 hours and I'll have it there. So first, you always want to start off with emailing. Okay, don't call first. Email them. Once that email is sent, then call them. Call them immediately, because I always like to take advantage of momentum. I'm not going to wait for a reply. I'm not going to wait 3 days for somebody to get back to me. Maybe I don't hear from them, because then I'll forget. And you guys have to have an organized area. I love to use Trello. So if you use something like Trello, guys, that is my best friend. Trello and me, we're like soulmates. If you guys aren't aware of it, it's the most amazing tool I have ever used, right? You can see I have multiple boards here. So we'll create a new board, okay? And this is what it looks like. We'll call it suppliers. You can see you literally just saw my entire company screenshot right there. So so here's what it looks like. And I wanted to introduce this to you guys because it's free. There's an upgraded version, but don't worry, I don't get any commission from this. So here's what it looks like, right? You create a board, and you can call this like to do, doing, in queue, right? Something like that, and completed. And, or, you know, whatever you want to reference it. Then you start adding cars. So you can say like, supplier research and contacts, and then you can say like, okay, yeah, let's see, we can create that. We can create, let's see, wholesale prices, shipping, you know, whatever it is you want to create. Or you can even call this, you can reference it like this. It's however you want to do it. What I love to do is I say, you know, supplier name, contact So supplier name, and inside here, I'll have the suppliers, right? So I'll say, you know, supplier one, and then I'll write down their information. Tom, you know, Tom Jones, 512, da 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 da, whatever. Email address, aj@sevenfigureskills.com. And then I'll save that, and then I'll label it, and I'll create a label like calling, go back. Yeah, calling, and then blah, 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 right? So I'll say, okay, I'm going to call today, and I need to hurry up. Maybe this is like a warning, and this is like maybe a no, whatever it is, right? So then I'll create a checklist, okay? Did I send email? Did I leave a voicemail? And what's the shipping term, or is it drop ship friendly maybe? You know, whatever it is you want to put, and then you start checking it off and organizing, and now you have supplier two, right? So supplier two, same thing. And then as you gather data, you put it in here, and then you move it along this section. So you can say here, email sent. So, oh, that's not right. Email sent. So you can move this over here, email sent. And maybe, you know, so forth and so forth. So maybe you guys know this, maybe you don't, but this is very powerful and useful for me, okay? So what do you guys think? Is this helpful for you? Hopefully it is. For you guys listening to this, I have a live audience right now that's on my webinar. So I'm asking them questions as I go. So no, this is, yeah, you can consider this a CRM system, but I just had questions asked about a CRM system. So yep, and then I just go down this list, and then when I complete it, maybe I'll put here win, right? Like supplier approved, yay, you know, and that's like a happy moment, right? So, and that's it. So I thought I'd introduce that to you. It's called Trello. Write it down. Let's go back to the slides. Okay, so here, oh, nope, that's the script. Here we go. So I write down, I send an email, I call their office, usually I leave a voicemail, I vet the supplier. Yes, I vet them, guys. When I speak with suppliers, I act like I'm the alpha, basically, right? So I say, you know, I take control of the conversation and I lead the dance. That's very important because the tempo of your conversation, of your language, will dictate whether or not they're gonna take you serious. So if you sound timid, if you sound unsure of yourself, you're not gonna have a lot of success. They'll blow you off. They'll, you know what I mean? They'll be like, oh no, just what's your website? I've seen this happen all the time. Like they'll be like, oh, what's your website domain, and send me some information. We gotta go. No, I take control of the conversation, and that's what my script is going to help you do, guys. So be on the lookout for that in the next 24 hours, and I will be recording some of these in the next probably 2 to 3 days. I promise to have it on there for you guys because I have to call them from scratch, so it's authentic for you guys. I filter out from my initial call whether or not it's going to be worth pursuing. And remember, in my 24 to 30 step checklist, you'll know exactly what to ask. I'll tell you exactly the information to ask in order to gather your data. So once I do that, then basically I create my Shopify store. Of course, if you haven't done so yet, use my Shopify affiliate link because you get 21 days free trial and 10% off of your monthly fees. I build a general store around a niche. So what I mean by that is if I'm going to sell kitchen, you know, something like maybe kitchen decor or kitchen, not appliances, because I don't recommend you guys sell appliances. You're not going to make money off that. But let's say anything in the kitchen, like that's high ticket, that's a fixture or a countertop or stools or, you know, anything in the kitchen, then I would build a general kitchen store, kitchendecor.com, whatever. I give it a nice, sexy brand name. Something brandable. I don't call it kitchen. That's how you know I'm hungry right now, ladies and gentlemen. It's 7:30 p.m. and apparently I'm thinking about chicken, so I apologize for that. But your kitchen branding, if you're going to do that kind of niche, right? This is just an example. I do not encourage you to just go to a kitchen niche. I need to stop saying that word. And just because I told you to do it. So you're going to create a general store around the vicinity of the niches that you're gathering. Let's say your top 10 niches are all in the same kind of vicinity. So you can kind of package them together into one product or website. And that's what I mean by general store. Then, And every time you come up with a product that after speaking with supplier, you say, man, this is probably worth testing, then you're going to create a separate product page within that Shopify theme. No, you don't need more themes and all that. You can do it all within the same theme. Then I create a pre-engagement page, AKA it's an article, guys. And that's where I drive most of my traffic to, my article. Now, this is something I started doing only a few months ago, and it's been working like just unbelievable, okay? And I'll talk more about that next Thursday when we focus on building out our store and our pre-engagement page. And then I create high resolution images. Now, at this point, guys, since we're only talking to suppliers and gathering data, we're not asking them to commit to us. We're not signing any agreements. It's going to be hard to find high resolution images. So I usually go to Fiverr or I'll go to Upwork.com and I'll outsource and hire graphic designers to take a crappy picture I have of the product and make it high quality with a really cool background. Because guys, if there's anything that's going to kill your conversion, it's going to be bad quality pictures. And I'll create one viral style video that I'll be talking about again in the next lesson. So today's just focused on suppliers. So once I have these elements, now I start testing and I add about 1 to 5 products in my general store. Now this can be over the course of a day, a week, or even a month. It doesn't matter how often, but you have to continuously add products. Now, some of you that have been following me and hearing this for the first time, you're probably thinking to yourself, AJ, what the heck are you talking about? I thought you taught me to focus on one niche, call suppliers, build a store, launch it. And you're right. That is the method I used to use. And it still works till this day. Then I decided a few months ago, I tested this rapid approach to launching, where basically in the same period of time that most people would launch one niche, and at that same point of time, you will realize if it's a winner or not. And if it's not, you start all over and then it takes you a long time again. I decided, why not test, a niche a week? Why not? There's nothing that's going to, other than Facebook ads and your ad budget, everything else, there's no overhead that's more expensive for you. Okay, so why not test? It just quadruple. So when I did this, I found that I was finding winning niches faster, launching more stores faster, and making a lot more money a lot faster. So it's a winning recipe that initially what you're doing is basically building a foundation to be able to test products for the foreseeable future without having to build brand new stores every single time. So it's a beautiful formula that I advocate. So I start testing like 1 to 2 products per week. I find a winning product based on running Facebook ads. Now those are kind of pricey because I spend about $15, $20 per ad set, and I might have up to 4 different ads for one product at any given time, every single day. Instagram's a little bit cheaper. Google Ads is cheaper, but I try to do all the above, right? And then you'll find out that when you drop ship a product, there's 3 levels of products. There's a product that you're probably going to need to carry just because it's popular, but you're going to make almost no profit on, but it's necessary because it converts and it gets you traffic. I'm sorry. I just got somebody messaging me about my diagrams being sloppy, but Ken, are you even a member of our group? I don't think you are, so I think it's time to remove you. I'm sorry. If you are, I apologize, but I don't recall that you're a member. You can, and Ken is gone. So sorry about that, guys. Let's see. Yeah. Again, I apologize for that. Ken is actually the one who's been, he sends me a lot of emails about joining, and it's unbelievable. Okay. So back to where we are. If you guys are watching this in the future and you're listening to what I just said, I apologize. I'm going to try to edit it out. If I don't, then just keep in mind that you're listening to what was a live training session. Okay, guys? So you'll find that there are 3 levels of products: little to no product, products that have little to no profit, okay products that have like 10 to 15% profit margins. Guys, I'm going to be honest with you. This is going to probably be the bulk of the products you're going to find, is the one in the middle. but you will come across this one right here, little to no product profit margin. And then you're going to have, again, yes, yes, you know, in Ken's defense, this is sloppy. I get it. But you're going to have your unicorn product. This is where you're going to make your money. This is the thing that's going to help you become a 7-figure store. And that's the guy you find from like a local manufacturer or a unique niche of a product that not everybody's taking advantage of, because maybe it's being marketed this the wrong way or to the same people. And then you come in and you find a different use for it and find a new audience for it. That's where you find your winner. So you're only going to find that kind of combination, guys, by testing, by gathering, by testing, by you know, just failing time and time again. You're going to have to turn on and turn off ad sets and go with it. But I promise you this, you will find a winner. There is no doubt. I have never come across a situation where somebody kept testing and testing and improving and not find a winning niche. And to me, the definition of a winning niche is something that's going to make you $100,000 or more per month. Before you can test and build a store, you'll need to get a pre-approval commitment from your supplier. Now, I don't mean that in the context of a document. So don't think, oh my God, what's a pre-approval commitment? Where do I get that? What does it look like? No, I mean preliminary research on your end. It's your peace of mind knowing that you'll be able to make money from this product, right? So here's what that process looks like. First, we're going to find a supplier. Is there a supplier for the product who will work with you? As discussed in really, this is coming from our niche selection PDF that I recently launched. That was 154 pages. You need to make sure you can actually locate the supplier for the product. If you can't, guys, you might have to just drop them and move on. Now, you've got two choices. You can use a trustworthy supplier directory. There's something called Worldwide Brands Directory. They're pretty good, but I don't like to pay other people money for massive supplier lists. And I think I forgot how much they cost, but you guys are welcome to check them out. I have nothing against them. This is what they look like. I don't advocate for them. I don't really use them myself, but Worldwide Brands, what is it called? I should have it in my, it's called Worldwide Brands. Yeah, I should have it. World. There it is. Okay. All right, so it looks like this, and you can order. I don't know how much it is. I'm not an affiliate for them, guys. I still don't recommend that you use them, but they are pretty legit. It's just that they have there's like so many crappy manufacturers on there, but it is supposed to be like a directory of wholesalers and manufacturers that you can use. So that's one option, right? And I'm not saying this is a waste of time. I'm just saying probably 80% of the stuff in here is not going to be relevant to high ticket, but you know, you might find a diamond in the rough, you know? So the rest of it really is going to come from doing it yourself and sourcing. One recommendation I have is to even possibly hire a VA to start doing product research for you. In the foreseeable future, guys, probably the next 30 days, I'm probably going to have a service myself where I'm going to do like a monthly $30 a month thing for anyone who wants it, where I'll have my VAs do product research for you guys and send you a list of like 5 product ideas every day, or I don't know what I'm going to do, but it's going to be like actual product research that I would probably consider myself. So do it yourself is probably going to be the best route. Get their wholesale price sheet. You guys got to make sure that you want to get their wholesale price sheet. Once you've found a real supplier, you need to get a copy of everything, not a physical copy, but you just need as much information as you can. One thing I want you guys to, and that's going to be in our 21-step checklist, but it might end up with way more in that checklist. I'm going to tell you exactly the information you need to gather. So if you guys want to take notes down, I'll tell you right now, some of the stuff you'll need is, and this is just verbal, but I promise it will be in the resource section. You want to get their, you want to get basically, what other, okay. Do you guys want to write this down and I'll tell you my checklist and then I'll update it? Or do you just want me to update it in the resource section? I'll give you guys the option. And this is basically the checklist of the questions you need to ask when you're basically reaching out to suppliers. All right, rather updated, Cameron? Okay. I'd rather keep it simple, so maybe just update it. Keep in mind, because I do want to keep this short, so that way you guys will have access to it, but it's really all you need. Stick to my checklist, ask these questions. As you get the answers, mark them off, and you'll know you have exactly what you need, okay? I'll tell you what, guys. How about, all right, let me just go through it real quick. Okay. So write it down. If you don't want to write it down, that's fine. I'll still update it later in our resource section. Okay. So I'm going to give you guys like a few seconds to write this, to get ready to write this down, and then we'll go with it. So here's the 21, I think this is a 24-step checklist when you're calling suppliers. What you want to find out first off before you call supplier, is this business to business or business to consumer product? Is your manufacturer a manufacturer that sells to other businesses or to the consumer market? Is the product unique? Did you make sure this is on your list? Make sure they are a manufacturer, not just a supplier, because supplier gets thrown around loosely. What we're trying to do is find manufacturers, guys, not suppliers, not suppliers. Suppliers can mean like that they sell parts that lead to a bigger product that the manufacturer makes, right? So think about Toyota being a manufacturer, but I don't know, like whatever company that sells them the doors as the supplier, right? So you don't want an actual supplier. You want the manufacturer, but they're sometimes called suppliers, right? So make sure they're a manufacturer. Just ask them directly. Did you send them an email first? Did you leave them a voicemail? Have you made a second call? Have you asked for the right person to discuss reselling agreements with? Okay, reselling means like a reseller agreement. So reseller is what they refer to us as online marketers. How much is their retail price? How much is their lowest retail price? Other words, MAP. Do they enforce a minimum price? What is their most popular product? What is their best seller? This is questions you're asking them directly. Don't just assume. Don't just look at their page. This is what you're going to really ask them over the phone. What's the, obviously, do they drop ship? If not, would they be open to the idea of drop shipping? So nowadays, guys, when I talk to suppliers, I am not afraid when I hear, oh, we don't drop ship, because a lot of times they've just never heard of it, or they've never considered it, but now they know the importance, but they've been so busy running their manufacturing side that they haven't given it thought. And you're the first person to reach out to them. I've seen that happen all the time. Authorized distributors. I've just got a question, guys, asked about authorized distributors. And authorized distributors, the only way I'm okay with going through them is if the minimum, my wholesale price is going to be at least 15% below what anyone else is selling on the internet for the lowest price. So you guys got to price match it and be very careful, because you can lose money with authorized distributors. All right, so remember, if they say they're not dropship friendly, or if they say, no, not right now, or, we're keeping things in-house, that's okay. This is just an opportunity to start negotiating and opening a dialogue. And if you're serious about making this work, the unique unicorn product that I keep referring to is going to come from these situations, the ones that not anyone is selling because they haven't even let anyone else dropship it. So if you can somehow be the first, that's where you should eventually find your gold mine, if you will. How many resellers do they currently have is an important one. What would be a solid wholesale price? In other words, ask them, like, on average, because remember, this is not like the negotiating, right? Like you're getting pre-approved and you're signing your contract with the manufacturer. This is just a Q&A session, if you will, right? And if they tell you, again, we'll talk about this later, but if they tell you something along the lines of, hey, no, wait, send us your website and we'll get back with you, or, we'll send you the application. Be like, no, look, you guys, again, this is not, I'm not trying to focus on this, but I will kind of reference it real quick. When you're speaking to suppliers, AKA manufacturers, lead the dance, right? So just say, look, listen, I'm not inquiring about setting up an account today. I just need to gather some information. I need to decide if your product is going to be a good fit for my brand, because I drop ship all over the world and I have multiple e-commerce stores, and your product seems interesting. It's piqued my team's interest and we think we can do very well, but we have a few questions. So if you don't mind me asking, then I'll send you all the information you want. I'll send it over. You'll get what you need. And because I'm not trying to I'm trying to build a relationship. I always tell them that, guys. I tell them I'm trying to build a relationship, a partnership for the long term. And I just want to get to know your brand a little bit better, if that's okay. So keep that in mind when you're speaking with them. You write this down. what would be a solid wholesale or AKA reseller price? Meaning, what is your price? What is your discounted price after the very minimum product? So you guys should know at this point, after looking online, what is the cheapest product you've seen on the internet for this product, or the cheapest price you've seen for this product, and make sure to look for an answer. If the guy tells you, for example, oh, you get, our wholesaler prices are $800 for this product, and then you are searching online and you're finding it easily, somebody selling it for $7.99, and that's the lowest, then they're going to tell you, oh yeah, no, but our resale price is like $1,500. And then but you say, look, no, that might be your resale price, but everyone else that's offering your product is selling it for $7.99 or more. And so that must be your minimum allowable price. And for me to be able to work with you guys and bring a lot of business to you, I can't be in a position where I don't make money. So I need my price to be at least 18 to 20% below that. So I should be at $650 to $700 minimum. And then they'll go from there. Then you'll see, and they'll say, oh, no, that's not possible. This is just how we do it. Okay. Scratch that off your list and move on to the next supplier. And you've just saved yourself a ton of money, time and money. You didn't have to go through the process of building a store. You didn't have to do anything. So keep that in mind, guys. Find out what's the delivery time frame, right? So if they have a product, what's their turnaround time? Because usually I don't like to drop ship a product that's going to take longer than 4 to 5 weeks. If their delivery time is 10 weeks, you got a problem, right? Because then a lot of customers will want refunds, things like that. So ask for the delivery time from the time of the order to the time of actually delivering it to their doorstep. Find out if they offer free shipping in the United States. Most manufacturers do. If not, get the prices. Usually there's a minimum quantity order before they offer free shipping that you can extend out to your customers. Ask them, literally ask them, where is your strongest market? What city or town or state or even country is your product selling the most in? Ask them who their ideal demographic is. Who's their target market? Who's the person that actually makes the purchase? What's their age, their income? Oh, sorry about that, guys. What's their age? What's their income? What's the household income like? Do they own a house? Are they married? Try to gather as much. Now, they might not know right off the bat, but they'll probably get it to you. They'll probably say, oh, yeah, no, that comes with everything. I'll get that to you. And the reason why that's so important is because, remember, you're not going to actually now, if you can get approved, there are scenarios where we can get approved right there on the spot. They're going to be like, man, this is awesome. You're going to be like, this is awesome. You're going to find out that your wholesale price is awesome. Everything's great. They offer free shipping in the US. Yeah. Say, okay, look, I'm ready to do this. Let me test the products. Go ahead and send me the high resolution images, send me the agreement. So I'm not saying don't move forward with them. If everything sounds peachy and great and they seem legit and they're an actual premium supplier and they are meeting all the metrics, then by all means, guys, move fast. Don't sign it right there, but just say, okay, let's have a conversation again in a couple days and sit back and reflect on it. Okay. But generally, these guys trying to make money too. So you'll find that they're not trying to delay anything. Find out what their return and exchange policy is. And ask them, what is your goals for the next 12 months in the foreseeable future? Where are you guys going as a company? How many of these units would you like to sell? And how many other products do you carry? And the more you ask them about their goals, the more they're going to appreciate and realize that you're more interested in them and not just in yourself. And don't forget, follow up with a scheduled call. So I know that was a lot, guys, and I'll have this in a checklist for you to follow, but you can see it's very extensive. You're going to get all the information you need to be able to make sound decisions when you speak to suppliers. So let's keep that in mind. There's business to business and there's business to consumer, or business to consumer, business to business. So keep that in mind when you're dealing with them. What am I going to drop ship? What niche am I going to be in? If it's business to business, it's a whole different process, but you can still vet them the same way, but I wouldn't recommend testing and running ads with a business to business manufacturer unless you have everything documented and on paper. So you will want to go through the whole vetting process with this, but not with business to consumer. So just keep that in mind because business to business is just a little bit different, but also extremely rewarding. So why? Because business to business, when somebody's buying your product, they usually order, and sometimes they'll have like an invoice. They'll have, they'll need their purchasing department to make a decision. They'll probably have to mail you a check, and they'll buy in bulk, right? So it's a completely different process. So you have to approach it a little bit different than just consumer market. But if that's something you haven't considered, make sure you do. When you're reaching out to suppliers and you're looking for niches, look for premium and look for business to business. So there's just a whole world of manufacturing out there and products that I'm trying to open your eyes to today. Now, 3 resources, guys, that's going to be available to you is the supplier pre-approval call and email script, my 24-step supplier checklist, my supplier call recording, actual conversations with real suppliers that I call, and expected, not email to you, but available to you in the quick wins sections of your member area. What I want to show you right now, guys, is some research I started doing. When we're looking for local suppliers, I want to do 2 things first. Okay, first I want to show you something I just did earlier. So this is what I did, and you guys can do this for your country. I'm in Austin. You guys should know this by now. I put in Austin local manufacturers, right? Here we go. And I got this organization. There's an Austin Regional Manufacturers Association. Holy smacks. I didn't even know, right? So then I went to, okay, let's see, what can I find out about Austin manufacturing? Okay, so apparently there's 1,400 established manufacturers. There's different segments. Look at that. Retail trade, wholesale trade. Okay, so in my area, there's a bunch of establishments. So, furniture, plastics, lighting, and electrical equipment, if that's expensive stuff and they drop ship, I'll go after that all day. Printing services. So this is just kind of to open your horizon, guys, if you will, to all the possibilities out there with drop shipping, okay? And let me look through this real quick. So now, do you want to subscribe to this and pay money? No, you usually can get it free. You can get all the information free at your local chamber of commerce, right? So in the States, we have chambers of commerce. That might be a really good one for you guys to consider. So that's one really good, powerful resource. Now, let's go through a typical process of finding a niche, okay? Let's do that right now. And I start off with, what I've been using a lot more of is Pinterest. And the reason why is because Pinterest is quickly becoming the future Google shopping. Oh my God, it is so amazing. So here's what we're doing. Let's say we're going to look for products to drop ship, right? So we're going to start testing, I don't know, kitchen. We thought about kitchen, right? So I'm going to put unique kitchen, not equipment, but maybe fixtures. Yeah, but let's see what this is. I want to look at ideas. Looking at this is like going through every kitchen in the world, right? And it just starts opening your eyes. And you'll see how amazing it is. So immediately I just start looking at things I've probably never seen before, and I just start getting ideas. But this is not the niche selection side, guys. This is we're gonna focus on just calling suppliers, right? So let's say I find look, in backsplash is something that you can look at. I just noticed that right now. But so let's say we go after vanities, right? Kitchen. Now we're in Wayfair. So I say, I write this down like, man, this looks trendy. I want to build a site around this. I like the price point. It's a kitchen and bath. Okay, well, that's interesting because I was going to say this looks like something more for the bathroom. Let's look. Nope, this is all the vanities are in the bathroom. So kitchen islands. Let's look at kitchen islands. Ooh, that looks super cool. So I'm looking for something unique, guys, that sticks out. And Joybird, okay, that's a cool site, really cool, trendy product. Who makes this? Xavier Desk, okay. Now, guys, I'm not trying to do this and say, okay, it's not dropship friendly, I'm moving on. I just want to show you my process, okay? Let's see. All right, so Xavier Desk is what it's called. So then I'll come to Google and I'll type in Xavier Desk. By the way, guys, we're focusing on finding suppliers, right? And calling them. So Xavier Desk is made by Joybirds, or is that possible? Do they have a website? Xavier. I don't know if this is them, or this is probably not them, guys. I'm sure there's a lot of companies. No, this is another furniture brand. Okay. So what I'm trying to do is find, I think Joybird is probably, let's find about their company. Let's find out real quick, because the way this site is laid out is probably them story. Yep, they have a workshop team. This is them. It's called Joybird. Getting to know Joybird was founded on the idea that people should never settle when it comes, okay, the history. All right, who is Joybird? Yep, they're the manufacturers. You can see that. Special thank you, quality and quantity, a different approach. So they sell other products too, which is really cool, because I'd love to carry other products in their arsenal. It just makes it easy for me, right? So more about us. Now let's get straight to the nitty gritty. Workshop team, reviews, press, guarantee, home, shipping, returns, pet, safeguard, product care, fit, financing, stories, video, trade and business. Trade and business. If you're an architect, designer, developer, or retailer, enjoy a trade program that gives you unparalleled access to Joybird's pieces at a great price. For designers, architects, and business professionals, okay. Our exclusive trade and business program allows you to source high-end quality Joybird pieces at even better prices. We invite interior designers, architects, and home stagers to enjoy personalized representative. So they work with third parties, but I'm not sure if they're like dropship friendly, right? Because we own and operate our own workshop, we're able to tweak every step of the build process to handcraft one-of-a-kind pieces. Wow, that's amazing. Expert design services, perfect for large business projects. Any project size from largest corporate office to small business. Exclusive pricing and discount. Make your design budget go further. Application for approval. Interior design, hospital specifically, contract buyer, store owner, and retailer. So they probably work with brick and mortar. So they're probably not going to be dropship friendly, but it doesn't hurt to ask. So I would literally pick up the phone and call. And guess what? They have live chat. So the fastest way I'm going to call the suppliers, probably ask them a quick live chat question, or text them. Shoot, I will text them if they have text messaging, or I'll call them, right? So it's right there. And I would write it down and I would move on. But guess what? This wasn't a complete waste of time. This was actually very productive, because now I got to see other products, other pieces. So I'm going to go back to Pinterest and I'm going to look for, let's say, bar stools, right? Like, what is this one? This is interesting. I can see a lot of people wanting something like this. Let's go to whoever posted this, let's go to their website. Right, so let's go there. And again, this is not about niche research. We're researching suppliers, okay? So this is very important. Now, obviously, these guys are like a general furniture store that sell a bunch of stuff. This website uses cookies. Got it, okay. I always come down here, contact. Excuse me. I don't think they're the manufacturer. I'm trying to find where that bar stool was. What is it called? Trade this pen, say by. Uh, unique swivel counter stool with backs. There's no brand. There's no really brand. So this one might be a difficult one to pin down who the manufacturer is. But clearly this company here, not these guys, where are they? That company I just went to collects them. Free shock on. Sell poly bar stools manufacturers. So, okay, there they are. And what I want to do here, guys, is see if I can get a brand name anywhere. There's not even a sales page on here. Let me see. Will this take me to sales page? No, it's just like a general store with a lot of ads. So no, that was a waste of time. Okay, they're just doing that to generate traffic. That's very effective on their end. So let's continue to find. Now, no one said this process was easy, guys, and I'm doing this completely raw and unedited. So that's why you don't see me just like quickly sifting through and finding suppliers. Let's look at another niche. Let's look at electric fireplaces. I've used that quite often in my presentations. Oh, that just looks so nice. I can totally see me having that in my house. And again, I don't make judgment. I don't make a decision based on if I'm going to have something in my house or not. You can't do that. You know, you just can't. But it's, you know, you do have to ask yourself, like, would somebody buy this, you know? And that's really what it comes down to. This actually looks really cool. I love how they custom make this. And it just starts giving you ideas. And when you're searching for product, when you're going through suppliers, you start getting really cool, really amazing ideas. So yep, I try to find them on Pinterest first, guys, because I'm trying to look for something unique that I might not find on Google. That's why you see me on here instead right now. And I know Google is going to be a lot faster and easier, but I love to go through through Pinterest. So another thing I do, guys, is I look for specific groups. So I'll look at like, you know, fireplace page, I don't know. And this is obviously real fireplaces. So yeah, let's just say we've identified something. I was trying to find a specific product that I can go after. So electric. Here's an example. Okay, let's use motorcycle shed, or I forget what they call it, but I remember seeing something on here that was really unique, kind of bougie, if you will. So let's say you see something like this. This is what I'm trying to highlight to you guys. Let's say you find a product that you're just not going to be able to Google right away, right? Like this thing right here, and you're like, wow, this looks really cool. I would love to drop ship this. So I try to always click the source of where that image came from. Source, you see right here? Okay, I'm hoping that gives me the right source. And I just kind of go down this rabbit hole. All right, super slow. Not a good site, not a high converting site for sure. If your site's loading that slow, then you need to do something different. All right, let's say it's this one. I don't know. Let's just look. Okay, I just want to find the supplier and call them because this is not about product research. Motopia, I love it. All right, so this is obviously a retail store, but even in the retail stores, you'll find where their manufacturers are. Shop online. I'm sure this is going to be stuff I don't want to look for, but why not? They have all their brands here, so that's great. But do I want to really compete with somebody that has a retail store? Probably not. So this is a product I'm not going to be interested in. So it's no point in calling them manufacturers, I guess what I'm trying to say. Oh, I would love to drop ship something like this. I can totally see there's a demand for something like this. It's just unique enough to where it would stand out. Let's see. Outdoor bike storage. Okay, so let's Google outdoor bike storage. And guys, you can see, even for me, I'm already tired. We've been at this almost an hour. It's not easy. It's not an easy process, but it's got to be done. Oh, guys, you know what? This is interesting. I never even thought about this. Like, this would be a really cool idea if they drop shipped it. I know this is huge and it will require like installment, but not this particular piece. But if you find something that maybe can be used for commercial use and now you can deal with business to business, that'd be huge actually. But obviously not something that requires like somebody to pour concrete and install it. So for example, something like this, it's $2,000. I love this. What is it called? Outdoor heavy duty cycle locker outdoors. So it's on Overstock, but I want to find the manufacturer of it. Let's see what else they got. No, only these two brands here. Look at that. We just found the manufacturer right there. Okay, Quality Garden Products. I think that's them. Trim Tails, Trim Tails. Let's see. All right, wholesale account, company profile, terms and condition. I think this is the manufacturer. And you can see they have a contact us page. I'm not gonna wait. Okay, so I will fill this out, but here's what I'm gonna do. I think that's their phone number right here, right? 918, no, is that the phone number? I don't know if that's, it's right up here. I'm blind. It's already late, guys. I apologize. So I will immediately call. I will call them, okay? And then I will, here's another thing you have to do, and this is super important. Go to their Facebook page. I always find them on Facebook. The fastest way, so this is my best tip. Again, guys, I promise you it'll be in my 21-step checklist. So I wanted to kind of reintroduce you guys to the supplier worksheet that I have, okay? It's already in your members area, but some of you probably are not aware of it. So let me show you guys real quick what that looks like, all right? Hang on tight. All right, I'm pulling up my Google spreadsheet. That's where I host it. But what I'm looking for, guys, is my supplier worksheet. There's a new one I have, so hang on tight while I look for it. So yes, write this down, guys. When you're looking for suppliers, the fastest way to get a hold of your supplier is through Facebook. You know why? Because Facebook actually scores them based on their response time. You see this 5-star. So if they take longer than a day to respond to you, they can actually ruin their score on Facebook. And so no one wants that. It's kind of like their Yelp. It's more important nowadays. And you want to be able to, like you hear, I can tell they're responsive, they're professional. I also can tell they're in North Carolina. I can send them an immediate message on Facebook, and I promise you they'll get back to me quickly, or I can even call them right now. So that's two approaches I haven't even mentioned before that I do without even noticing it. So keep that in mind. If you find a supplier, AKA manufacturer, 9 out of 10 times, guys, 9 out of 10 times, they have a Facebook page. They might even have an Instagram page and a Twitter page, and you have to try to find them there if you can't get a hold of them in person right away. So again, keep that in mind. And I'm going to show you guys what my spreadsheet looks like without actually revealing my information. So, because this is a spreadsheet I currently use today. So let's see if I can just filter this out. All right, here, I'm ready to show it to you guys. So hang on tight, okay? This is what it looks like. You see this, guys? You should have this in your members area under niche selection or supplier contact. I'm sorry, supplier contact. And it looks like this. I get the product name. I write down if it's dropship friendly, the manufacturer, because the product and the manufacturer is two different things. The price, And what I try to list is my price. Now, here's a piece of advice. The manufacturer, the real manufacturer, will never list their wholesale price. You will not just find it just because you found it. It will always take longer. It will always take longer to find. And you'll have to actually call them and get that information from them. I'll write down the location, the contact person, the email, the phone number, and you'll probably start seeing some of my stuff, guys. So I write down their URL where I found the product, their Pinterest URL, their Facebook fan page, their Twitter, their Instagram, and any additional links. And even if they're on Snapchat, I'll find that too. So nowadays, the fastest way to get a hold of Supplier is on social media, as you guys can imagine, right? So keep that in mind. If this is not currently updated in your members area, I know you have it, but if it doesn't look like this, let me know. I will update it immediately, okay? So I wanted to point that out. We find them on Facebook. So now we've, I wouldn't even fill this out, honestly, because I would wait. I would just call them or hit them up on Facebook or both. And you can see they're even on Pinterest. So that's very important. We've literally just found one of the manufacturers for the product that we were looking for. Where is it? Right here, these guys. So they sell the bicycle storage shed, and that's where you find it right here. And all we did, this is not rocket science. People always ask me like, AJ, I can't find the supplier. It's not rocket science, guys. I promise you this. It's as simple as literally just looking at the product images. Let's say you're on, where was I first? So guys, I think I was originally on Pinterest, and then I came to Google. I found it. I looked at the name. Right here, I just highlight the manufacturer and the brand name, and then I Googled that, and it took me to these guys, and I found out that they're this manufacturer. The first thing you can tell, they're I don't know if they're dropship friendly or not yet, but I can definitely tell they are friendly to resellers, because the first thing you see on their website is what? Wholesale account. So I think they love dropshippers. You just have to find and call for yourself. So that's pretty much the process. We're already almost an hour and a half into this. I want to go ahead and open it up to Q&As. And like I said, guys, I will have the supplier script, okay, pre-approval call and email script, the supplier checklist of every question you need to ask. I'm going to record something over the course of the next few days. Of course, tomorrow's Friday. Bear with me. A fresh conversation from the ground up from suppliers I've never talked to before. And so you can see the process. So I'll even record and save like a bad call, like something that maybe they say, no, we don't want to do business with you. Fine. But I'll save it for you guys to hear, because that's not a bad thing. Expect it to be emailed, or not emailed, but in the quick wins section. This stuff right here, the first two, supplier pre-approval and call script and supplier checklist, that will be in your inbox in the next 24 hours. Sorry, once again, your members area in the next 24 hours. And then the supplier call recording, give me till middle of next week to record it and add it in that members area. Now, guys, again, this wasn't a thorough or detail-oriented process. This is just kind of an off-the-cuff presentation. I wanted to show you because really, that's what I do. That's literally the process I go through. It's not fancy. It's not sexy. It's just straight to the point. I find them. I call them right away, and I move on to the next step. And that's really it. There's nothing more to it. So remember, you'll get the supplier checklist. And yep, that's it. So do you guys have some questions for me? I know you guys have already posted. This is a good time to start asking. So I'm going to go back and read who has asked me a question already. Jill asked me if I'm still on the Zippy Labs format. Jill, we've migrated over to a new platform. If you do not have access to the new platform, which is basically, it's just a new members area. Most of you guys are okay. When I first launched DSA, I was on a different platform. So if you're not, just send Trevor an email. He's my marketing director, and he handles that for me right now. So send Trevor an email at Trevor. His email is Trevor, Trevor, at sevenfigurescales.com. And let him know that you're still on the Zippy and you want to get migrated to the new platform, and he'll give you a username and password for you, okay? Dan, I bought your list. It's big. Awesome. Cameron, are we going to need to fill out any resale permits? No, you don't need to really fill out any resale permits. As long as ultimately, you have your LLC And really, every supplier is different. Some suppliers might ask you for an LLC, some might not. Some might ask you for your tax ID number or your EIN number, which is your federal employer tax ID number. Some might not. Every supplier is different, but I wouldn't let that stop you from going ahead and reaching out and trying to test products first. I always just tell them, like, okay, I'll pretend I'm ready to go, and I'll be like, all right, I'll get that information to you in the next few days, but at least I gathered the data I needed to say yes or no towards testing, right? That's what I need to know. Because once I test and validate, then it's a whole different ballgame, right? Then now I'm like, all right, let me go get that LLC ASAP because their product is moving. Now, with that being said, guys, it is a little, everybody's going to have their own comfort level because technically you're not authorized to sell their product, but you're just testing it. And if you get a few orders and you let them know, I don't think they're going to be against it. I mean, I think most suppliers are going to love it, right? They're going to be like, holy crap, you definitely are somebody we want to do business with. So just keep that in mind. Let's see. All right. So if you haven't been able, if you weren't, if you're a DSA member, you haven't been attending some of my events, go to the quick wins section in your members area. You'll find all the recordings there. Cameron is ready to start tomorrow. Awesome, Cameron. I'm so excited that you're ready. I will have tomorrow the script and different scenarios and the checklist. Okay. I will have that for you by tomorrow. Okay. You have my word. Just give me, I'll probably have it like early morning, but maybe mid-afternoon. Don't quote me on that because Fridays I'm really usually tied up. Clint, how's it going? Hi, AJ. I don't see quick wins anywhere in my members area. Am I missing something? No, Clint, you're not. It's there. You just have to, I forget where it is exactly, honestly. I think you have to click on, and I say that not because I don't know what's going on. I just don't usually log in and mess with that. It's usually like my team that does it. But we can go through right now and see where it is. Okay. So generally, if you have access to, let's see, where's Dropship Academy? Here it is. Let's preview it. I think this is only going to be Academy, but in your members area, you should probably have, so you'll see this, but you can't, don't go here. Go to your main area where you're going to see access to different products. And you'll see down here you see this quick wins. Now this is probably like the dashboard for me as the administrator, but there is here, and you can see I have 109 people in it right now. So that means anyone who has DSA has access to this. And this is the quick wins area right here, guys. So Dan, do you have to be cautious with breakable products? Yes, Dan, you do have to be cautious. I'd probably stay away from breakable products. My lists are mostly dropship friendly, Dan, but I wouldn't, my suggestion to you is do not count on that list. Try to find your suppliers by researching products the way I just showed you and just extracting their contact information just the way I showed you, because it's going to be the most relevant information. So for the most part, that list is dropship friendly. But again, I'd expect you to maybe just research it the way I just showed you how to research it. That's how you're going to get the most results. Okay, let me read through some of these other questions. Eric asked, in my previous live session with my partner, Jay Ketsu, I mentioned that I'm not using PayPal. May I know if you're using your own payment gateway for your bank? Guys, I literally just use Stripe. That's my gateway right now, Stripe. Frank, last night it was $24.95. This guy's an absolute nut and fake. Who is Frank? Yeah, I agree. Who is Frank? I don't know what he's talking about. I think he's referring to my mentorship program. That's $24.97. That's, I don't know. Yep. Luke just shared the link to the quick wins. Oh, Clint, you found it. I'm so glad you found it, man. Yeah, go for it. And that's where I'm going to upload this particular lesson, guys. And I'll have so much more content for you guys. Any questions you guys have again about suppliers at all that I can answer for you? Nope, I guess not, guys. Thank you so much. Look, I know it's late or early for some of you international ones, but Yes, I'm glad. Chinadu says is ready to take action. I'm glad. Go for it, guys. It's all about taking action. Go out there, make mistakes, fall, fail. You know, do whatever it's necessary. Go make mistakes. Go screw up. Go have an embarrassing conversation with a supplier. Just go do it. Go do it. Of course, I'll give you the right guidelines, but just go do it. You know, and act, and here's what I want you to do: act like you know what you're talking about. That's it. That's the key. Act like you know what you're talking about when you talk to these guys. So. Uh, Thank you, Dan. Okay, let's see. If I got an overseas manufacturer but respect delivery time, is that fine? What do you mean by that question, Roman? If I have an overseas manufacturer but respect delivery time, what do you mean by respect delivery time? Oh, okay. So if you have a manufacturer not in your country, find out, say, like, depends on where you're going to drive traffic to. So are you going to target the US? Are you going to target Europe? Are you going to target Asia? And if so, you got to find out from the manufacturer. You got to basically play a game with them. Say, hey, what if, play the what if game. Hey, what if I have an order and it leaves your facility and it goes to South Africa? How much is the shipping? How much is the freight? What if it leaves? What if it's only in Asia? Oh, it's free shipping in all over Asia? Okay, cool. What if it's going to the United States? Oh, okay. Well, and then you start writing it down and finding out. So just ask them. I play the what if game. So when you want to find out about shipping and delivery time, ask them, what if, how long, and act like a 7-year-old, but an educated, older 7-year-old that says, you know, look, I don't know the answers to these. I don't know how you deliver. And what I do is I say, you know, my existing niches with my existing suppliers, usually it's free shipping within the US. And so let me get familiar with your product now. Where do you guys normally ship to? How long does it take to deliver? Where's your manufacturing facility? Where's the distribution center? Where is this product going to be shipped from? Where is it going? And do you find yourself regularly shipping it to so-and-so country? Remember, guys, in that checklist, we're going to ask them what country, like what is their hottest market, right? Local, whether it's a town, a city, a state, or a specific country or continent. You're going to, and they're going to answer it. They have nothing to hide because you're there to help them make money, right? So don't be shy about asking them. I actually have a supplier now I'm working with for my own store, and where even some of my store in the box members, I'm doing this for them too, where they're going to send me their Facebook data, meaning they have a fan page with like a couple 100,000 followers, and this is the manufacturer. And I told them, right? I said, would you share with me your Facebook data? Because that will help me run more effective ads. And they were like, sure. You know how awesome that is to have the manufacturer share with you all the data they've gathered all these years about their target market, the demographic. That's going to almost like help you run way more effective ad campaigns. You know, it's unbelievable actually. So ask and you shall receive. All right, guys. That's looks like that's going to do it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for being on. I really, really, really appreciate it. Oh, I see what this guy came from. Okay, he sees my prices here. Sorry about that. I wasn't even trying to do this today. He saw this 1696. It's completely different than what he's talking about. Okay. Oh well. It is what it is. All right, guys. Have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your evening, or if you're overseas, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much, guys. Look, the key here is I wanted to convey to you guys, just take action, right? Go find the supplier. If you don't have time, hire your kids, hire your teenagers, hire a local high school kid and pay them, you know, whatever the minimum wage is in your area, and have them do product research, have them find suppliers. They're good on the internet. They're way better than you and me, believe me. And that would be my tip. My number one tip for you is hire a local college or high school kid to do this, because they would be really, really good at this stuff. Oh, Sona. Hey, buddy. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed. I'll post this later on. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it, and I'll be back next week, guys. You guys all better be there, because I'm gonna like show you basically how to quickly build a Shopify store, I'm going to introduce you to the pre-engagement page. I'm going to introduce you to how I create quick viral videos. And then the week after that, all we're going to focus on is testing and running our first Facebook ad. So exciting. So after the next 2 weeks, you guys should be good to go. You should have everything you need to start testing, running, finding, applying, and replicating time and time again. And that's it. So thank you so much, guys. Any other questions before we end it? This is a final curtain call. Thank you, guys. Good night. You too, guys. Thank you.